Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Asgardians and mutants alike. Welcome to another Liam Maiden gameplay video. Back with more Marvel Strike Force today, where, as the title suggests, we are going to be taking legendary X-Men character Jubilee up to 7 stars. Now, Jubilee is, as I mentioned, a member of the X-Men, the Astonishing X-Men. She's a pretty useful legendary character in the game. She's got a number of uses, actually. As you can see, I've taken her here up to level 80 and gear tier 15. That's because I did actually use her in DD4. I opted not to use her in DD5. I'm currently chipping away at that right now. But she is a useful toon for Dark Dimension 4 and Dark Dimension 3 too, depending on what when you unlock her. I think you could use her as early as you want. She's got a lot of uses in Dark Dimension, and X-Men is a pretty decent squad, so I definitely do recommend making her one of your unlock priorities. Now, I made a video a while ago about the initial unlock. She unlocks at 5 stars. Of course, I'll pop a link to that down below. Do check it out if you haven't already. Now, you unlock Jubilee and promote her to 7 stars through the totally Jubilee event, and in order to do that, you need to use your Pim Tech toons, as you can see here, and you need to have them up at 7 stars if you want to take her all the way up to 7, as we're going to be doing today. So let's pop over and take a quick look at my Pim Tech team, at where they're at the moment. Pim Tech, right now, actually kind of an underwhelming squad. In-game, they don't have a ton of uses apart from Ghost. We'll talk about that in just a second here, but they may be in for a rework, because obviously we're getting Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania movies soon, so I imagine there'll be some sort of rework in the future. But anyway, Ghost, as I mentioned, is really the only Pim Tech character that you want to invest in, and again, she's a character who specializes in Dark Dimension. I did use her in DD4, and once again, like Jubilee, I actually elected not to use her in DD5. She's just a little too squishy, hence the reason that I've not thrown any more gear on her. Other than level 15, I've not taken her any higher than level 80. But as you'll see if you do check out that 5-star unlock video, she's the only toon that you need to really invest in Pim Tech in order to unlock Jubilee. She can basically solo it. You just need everybody else. You don't even have to put any gear on them. You just need everybody else at 5 stars for the unlock. I'm not sure that's going to be true for the 7-star, but we'll see in a moment. So yeah, I've got her up at gear 15, level 80. I've got all the T4s on her, 5 red stars, and in terms of ISO, I've got her on Striker, and that is blue 1 rather, blue level 1, so ISO 2, level 1, and she's at 140,000 power. Hopefully she's going to carry this again for us today, but we will have to wait and see. So because I haven't really invested heavily in the rest of them, I'm just going to run through them here. I'm not going to spend much time on it. They're all at level 50, all at gear tier 9 right now, 5, 5, 5, 3 for the abilities there. So as you can see, they're all the same, and they're all pretty weak, varying kind of red stars on them, but obviously they're all up at 7 star, because that is what you need to unlock that 7-star legendary, in this case, Jubilee. So all pretty weak, all sitting at that gear 9. It's really only Ghost on gear 15 that we're going to be relying on. Is she going to be powerful enough to take us all the way up to 7 stars? Let's take a look right now as we move in to tier 6 of the totally Jubilee event. So 272,885 power with this team right here. That's not the usual setup that I have from left to right with them, but you know what? We're just going to run with it, because hopefully it's not really going to make much of a difference. Remember, of course, that, in these unlock events, you don't need everyone to survive. You just need to complete the event. So I can lose all of my Pim Tech as long as Ghost carries me through. Also looks like we are borrowing Jubilee and Iceman, which is pretty nice right out the gate there. So I think Black Bolt is actually going to be the character that I target here first. I think he's got the most damage potential there, and to be honest with you, this is going to be the theme, I think, through both of these tiers here. What we're really waiting for is Ghost. We're just going to kind of go through everyone else's attacks while we're waiting for Ghost to power up. I mean, hardly doing any damage there. I guess we've got the taunt on Stature. That's better than not having the taunt, I suppose, and Jubilee landed a daze, so that's pretty good, but really, we are just waiting for Ghost. Boom, there we go, some serious damage. Boom, completely deleted Miss Marvel. Nice. She's going to be the damage dealer, and really we're just kind of waiting for her ultimate. She can really clear the stage with her ultimate and hopefully take us home. So we did manage to take out Black Bolt there. I don't think I'm going to focus on Hela, because she's just going to keep healing Obviously, we got to get rid of these taunts before we can do any other damage, and I don't want to completely forget about Shuri just skulking away in the background there. She's got that heal on her. Don't want her to do too much of that, obviously. But right now, this does not strike me as a problem. Yeah, let's focus on Shuri a little bit here. Very easy so far, and Pimtech's still standing. Well, okay, there we go. That was perfect timing. Pimtech's still standing, and then they got deleted. Thanks to T'Challa. That was Black Panther right there, but I think we can return the favor right now. So this is Ghost's ultimate here. AoE gonna take the speed down. Let's see if we can just take everybody out. Boom! There we go. Completely cleared the stage. The second wave, only 3 characters here, so this is not going to be a problem for us. So that's what you're really waiting for, right? Ghost, unfortunately, is not the fastest of the Pimtech members, and she's actually, looks like we're outrun by both our borrowed characters, Jubilee and Iceman here. But that doesn't matter. We can survive, and really that's what we're doing is we're just surviving for that ultimate, which is just going to take us home. Just Yo-Yo to take out here. And then we are done. Come on, Ghost. Here we go. Oh, dodge. Maybe Jubilee can do it for us. Close. Boom. There we go. Thank you, Iceman. Perfect. Well, that was very, very easy there. So that's Pimtech on gear level 9, except for Ghost. She's up at gear tier 15. That was pretty easy. I forgot to check the recommended power levels before we went in, but I think we could have done that at a lower gear level, maybe even gear 13 there on Ghost. So what was it recommending? Level 65, gear 12 plus level 6 abilities. So there you go. Here it's recommending 75 and gear 13. Okay, so let's see how we do. We're going to try this with the same level of gear. Again, 272,885 on the power, gear tier 9 and gear tier 15 on Ghost. Let's see if we can walk this 7-star unlock in the same way we were able to walk tier 6. So once again, looks like we get Iceman and Jubilee, and they've added Kitty Pryde in as well. Picked her up from the last tier. So right out the gate there, Mr. Sinister is cloning. Thankfully, he cloned Stature, a pretty useless toon. Man, this is actually pretty tricky. Oof. Okay, so bye-bye Stature. Mr. Sinister got that taunt on Strife right there. They've got a Ghost on their side. They've got Mystique and War Machine, obviously heavy damage dealers, and Emma Frost right there, and 2 Statures too. That's a lot of, I mean, one of those Statures really weak because they were cloned, but that's a lot of taunts. This is actually a little tough. I do not feel super confident about this, especially because we're currently sitting here with 0 damage, 13 out of 13 left, because we only took out one character, but the Mr. Sinister clone is right there. Mr. Sinister, this is tricky, you know? Do you go for the damage dealers, or do you go for Mr. Sinister with his really powerful heal? And they are just cutting through our team here. I don't know that we're going to be able to do this. Spoiler alert, we could not. They cut through everyone on the team until we were just left with Iceman, and then they gave him a pretty cold death, even if I do say so myself. Boom. We were completely and utterly dispatched, but not to worry. So what happened was I went back to my roster and I did a little bit of quick investing in my Pimtech, and I actually took them all up to gear tier 11. I threw some more abilities on them as well, so now we have Ghost, obviously she's still at gear tier 15 and level 80, and I have everybody else at level 60 and gear 11. I also took their abilities up to 6,664. So that means that when we assemble the newly promoted team together for the event, we get an overall power of 358,356. That is the squad power. Now hopefully this time around it's going to be enough to actually complete this level and unlock 7-star Jubilee. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so I think we're going to actually have a quick change of tactic here as well. I do want to take out Mr. Sinister, obviously, because his ability to both, you know, clone members from my team, but also, and kind of more importantly in this unlock here, to heal everybody else on his team, which is so annoying when we've, you know, done all that damage to suddenly just see that erased. It is really threatening. So I do want to focus on Mr. Sinister, the 2 Mr. Sinisters that they get. I do want to take them out quickly, but I think I'm also going to try and focus on Emma Frost more. So the time that I lost this, it really came down to it was just Iceman and Ghost at the end, but they had 2 Emma Frosts intact on their team, which meant that they were able to throw around a bunch of blinds. So I think I could have actually done it before, because I did have the opportunity to use Ghost's ultimate right at the end there when there were only, you know, 4 or 5 other members on the team, the enemy team, but I couldn't because she was blinded both times that I had the opportunity to use it. So Emma Frost is going to be a major focus for me. As you can see right here, I'm actually trying to take out Emma Frost right now. Boom, there we go. Okay, so hopefully this is going to upset the flow of this game a little because, you know, not only is she able to throw around that blind and use Ghost against my own team to pick off other members, but she's also able to cleanse all of those debuffs on the enemy team there, which is just super, super annoying. This is actually a pretty tough unlock, I would say. Hopefully we're going to be able to do it here. I wonder if in some ways I maybe went a little bit overkill here, taking everyone up on the Pimtech team to gear 11. I guess you maybe could do this just at gear level 10, but oh, okay, so hang on, we can do the ultimate here. Boom, there we go, just a ton of damage cutting through the enemy squad. This is what wins it for us, guys. Now last time we were doing this and we were down to 5 toons on the enemy team, we were in much worse shape, so I am very happy with this. But that said, I wonder if you could maybe do it at gear tier 11. Obviously it could still totally lose this, but I feel like momentum is on our side. I think you could maybe do this at gear tier 10, I mean, if you took the Pimtech team up to gear 10, but you had Ghost at gear 15, I think you could maybe do this. I just went ahead, I had the resources, so I took them up to gear 11, but be interesting to see. I think you could maybe do it at gear 10 as well. I just didn't want to take that risk, which is why I went with gear tier 11 today. But I am feeling good about this. 4 toons, and look at us, we're outnumbering them, which is, we definitely did not do that last time. They had the drop on us, and this here is making a difference. Come on. Nearly got rid of Mr. Boom, there we go. We have done this, folks. We have done this. So there you go, the secret to this unlock, just the White Queen on her own against my astonishing X-Men Pim Tech combo team right here. So the trick was gear 15 with Ghost and gear 11 with everybody else 6, 6, 6, 4 on those abilities. Boom! There we go. We have done it. That was quite a tense unlock for me. I really didn't want to have to invest more in this Pimtech team. There we go, extra 300, so that should be the final 500 shards that we need to take Jubilee up from 5 to 7 stars. There we go, boom, let's do it. Let's go and upgrade Jubilee right now. Let's take a look here. Where is she? There she is. Let's do this. Let's rank her up. Boom. Boom, 6 stars. And the final star. Boom, always a great feeling to take any toon up to 7 stars, but especially a legendary. There we go. Well, very happy with that. There she is in her 7-star glory. Like I said, I'm not currently investing in her heavily for Dark Dimension 5. She's not on my legendary squad right now. I don't see that changing, but she is a great toon, and Axemen, although they're kind of an old squad now, they still do have a lot of utility in game, so I do definitely recommend unlocking and powering up Jubilee when you have your Pimtech team up to snuff. So there you go. So the final unlock for me was with Ghost at gear 15, everybody else at level 60, and gear tier 11. That was what did it. Let me know down below if you have unlocked Jubilee at 7 stars, the squad that you used, whether you managed to do it with lower gear on the rest of the Pimtech team there, and just generally how your Marvel Strike Force journey is going. Cosmic Crucible and all the rest of it. Always love your comments, criticisms, and suggestions down below. I read every single one. Well, there you go. Thanks for being a part of this journey with me today. If you have enjoyed this video, found it informative or entertaining in any way, please consider giving it a like, a thumbs up down below. I really do appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. And hey, while you're here, why not consider subscribing to Liam Maiden Gameplay? I drop new gameplay and unlock videos for Marvel Strike Force and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes every single week, and I would love to have you along for the ride. Well, that is all from me today. I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, look after each other.
Time to blow this joint.